patience, everybody. I don't know. That's how we meant to start
Who are
this?
you?
I don't know.
Who even are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
You don't belong in this world. We are a little bit late, so we're going to go directly into the... Oh, wait, can I actually do that from here?
Press the camera button, Toby.
Is that the one we want to go to?
No,
But
that shows us,
gonna be this
unfortunately.
button. We don't want to be on that button. And
It also echoes a little bit.
yeah, I don't know why, and that's also not the schedule we're looking at. Let's go this one!
In-game, in-game.
Yay!
There we go.
Yay. Can we just do actually clean feed, because we're here in the drafting phase. So, hello everyone who is tuning in on the stream. We've only barely gone live for Beyond the Summit 5, as we had a couple of issues. Hey, we only just got off a plane like 2-3 hours ago. So, we have plenty of issues. It looks like Data TV is also not broadcasting in either. So that's gonna be fun. I don't know if you want to check your audio and see if it's coming in from yours.
That's a small issue, hey?
Yeah, just see if we're crapping up on yours. No, okay, brilliant. Let me just quickly double check our own as well.
Testing? No.
Check 1 2.
That's not happening.
That's a negative. That's a negative on that one. I have no idea which one that one is. So
Toby, press all the buttons. Press all the buttons.
It appears for inside the game, we're not gonna be streaming. I apologize to everyone, but hey. At least on the live stream for now, we have ourselves.
You have a draft, and you have two idiots talking about the draft, right?
That is.
That's
right.
all you need.
Well, I'm going to claim myself to be the idiot. You're going to be the expert.
Cool. I'm not sure I really want to go to those lofty heights just yet.
Yeah, you get to go to those lofty heights, man. Come on, man. Like
when I'm casting with you, you set the bar so low that anyone can be.
The last event I attended was a StarCraft and CS:GO event. So hey,
the last event you casted at was a Final Fantasy event.
It was. Yeah, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. From Final Fantasy. That's a really cool song. If you don't know what that song is, go look it up.
No thanks, Toby.
Yeah, see, I'm almost embracing the spirit that is Sir Action Slacks.
Oh yeah?
Now that he is not here, he has betrayed me by not turning up.
Oh dear.
Motherfucker!
That's a good start, guys. We've already had the F-bomb dropped by Toby Wine himself.
Well, hey, you remember the cast which LD as well as Slacks did at the last hub?
Oh, the Mongols.
The
Mongols game.
Yes,
yeah.
The Mongols game, and that's exactly how we're gonna say Mongols.
I heard him shout it through the wall. I was sitting out.
Of course he was.
Yeah. Sitting outside on the couch, you know. I can't remember, we were playing the Cash and Guns game, I think, the board game, and you just hear Slacks like just screaming at the top of his head about the Mongols.
We're not going to say how we actually pronounce the
No,
Mongols.
of course not.
No. But yeah, so for this game, if you don't know who we are, I'm Toby1, this is Gareth, also known as Gareth Cast, formerly known as a different name, but like Prince, he's changed himself. And we are casting Cloud9 versus 4 Protect 5. You might have noticed on your initial screen. If you were watching that, then you were actually here for the very first start of the game. It was up for about 5 seconds. But yes, so they're a team formerly known as IKEA. But they changed the name to 4 Protect 5 because it's the most logical thing. But you'll...
I don't like this name.
You don't like the name? Is it just because it's a contradiction?
I just preferred IKEA.
Just because they're from Sweden, or
yeah,
Finland.
But it said... they did what it said on the tin. It's IKEA.
We're going to blend of everything in this team of 4P5. 4P5.
4P5.
Yes. So 4P and 5 watch. Yeah. So let's talk about the game of Dota, because I know people will be expecting that of us. So we're starting off. What a surprise! Centaur and Lone Druid, 2 heroes pinned by one of the most popular North American Heroes of New Earth players.
Sure. I had to try and save that with a segue from part 1 of yours to part 3 without being rude.
Oh, we have just turned this into a shit show already. Yeah, but they're taken out at the very start. Same with the Slaughter. These guys were pretty proficient in the Southeast Asia matches earlier today anyway.
The Baby Knight Meepo gets banned first phase as well. I mean, Ace can play it. Like, there's a number of people on Cloud9 that can play it, actually.
Well, there's a couple of teams that actually fell during the open qualifiers to such things as well. Especially in, again, the SEA
Southeast
scene.
Asia.
Where there was... Who was the team who got knocked out? It was it the Mineski second team?
No,
like
there was the Chinese eHome got knocked out by Meepo.
That's right, it was
and then Mushi's team played Meepo and lost. Yeah.
Honestly, already? Like, do we have to bring up Mushi's failure?
Well, I had a dream about Mushi playing Dota the other night, but we'll talk about that later.
Interesting dream. Mushi, play my Dota. Alright, so... with all the heroes banned out, they're the ones we don't really give a crap about because they're not worthy to be in this game of Dota 2. We have Ogre, Sniper, and Disruptor from Cloud9. While I'm liking 4 Protects 5 draft just from the start, it's the classic combination
really
of Darkseer and the Earth Spirit, and it's hard to go wrong with a Warlock.
Yeah, quite often what you see from sort of tier 2 teams is they'll copy other people's drafts, or they'll try and go out of their way to make their own draft. I think 4P5 here, for the past month and a half or something, they've just been kind of honing their skills in this one style where they go lawnmower mode, right?
Yep.
They have good early laning stage, they just try and win the game by kind of 15 minutes. Cloud9, on the other hand, they have a much deeper arsenal of strats and drafts. And speaking of lawnmowers, with Ember Spirit banned, Juggernaut gone, Slark out, Phantom Assassin's still another great hero to have Iron Shell put on her and just run at people.
I found the overlays. Yay!
Well done, Tobes.
I'm like looking up at it, it's got a nice little view screen of the multicast stream, which if you want to go check that out, you can if you want to sit here on Beyond the Summit 5, where we have currently 44 people watching. Actually, is that us?
That's us.
That's us? Okay, we have 44 people watching on Beyond the Summit 5. Maybe we'll tweet out and let people know we're even on this. This stream's going to stay up, by the way. We're up for
that's a good idea.
A whole bunch of European games. We wait for the official Beyond the Summit Twitter to actually do something.
I mean,
they've been tweeting out almost every game.
We've literally gone from Berlin Tegel Airport to the BTS studio within a day.
Yeah, once we get into this game, when we have a bit of a downtime in this game, we will tell you a story.
Yeah.
And it starts with birds. So
it does start with birds.
Look forward to that story. It's a very birdie story. Goodbye, Chaos Knight.
Oh.
Okay.
Cloud9 looks super nasty in the early laning stage, though. Like, if you want to play aggressively into this, you're dealing with, Glimpse back, Ogre being that kind of bulky guy on the front lines. Life still doesn't do too well in the first, 3 levels, because he needs more points up in Open Wounds and Rage to actually deal with any early harass.
But if you have the Ogre go down, even if you want to do this with a dual off lane, and then you leave some with, safety with the Disruptor, they can get away with that kind of stuff, too.
But Cloud9 are more like last the laning stage, don't feed, don't give away too much to 4 Protect 5 with the roaming Earthshaker and Iron Shells and all that crap.
Right?
But once they get Ogre to level, I think Ogre's kind of level 7 is one of the key points. Dragonlance and Maelstrom on Sniper, Lifesteal with an armlet plus whatever, Blightstone or Echo Saber, Desolator, what he wants to go for. That's when you've got the level 4 Bloodlust, and that's when you've got massive tower killing power. And when you want to try and deal with tower killing power, what do you want? You want deep push, right? 4 Protect 5 have Fatal Bonds and Iron Shell, not the best kind of consistent deep pushing tools available to them. So they have to really look to take fights early and often.
Where's my Nyx? Where's my Nyx?
You want the Nyx Assassin?
Well, I'm looking at Cloud9's draft, and the bigger thing they have right now is, they can pull people back with the Disruptor, great. But you want a carrier for the Lifestealer, you want to initiate it. The Batrider ban was perfect as the last one from 4P5.
I think Puck could do reasonably well here. There's no hard lockdown apart from the Earth Spirit Stun Silence combo. And Cloud9 have been known to run Puck in the offlane.
Okay.
And it also gives you this added control and way of dealing with Weaver. Because currently, what have you got? Okay. Cool. That ticks the box for me as well. You got Silence for the Weaver. You got Mischance against the PA pre-BKB.
Yeah.
Very good against Darkseer, and once he gets his Aghanims up, Sniper's just going to be hitting people all over the shop.
It's going to be a fantastic vision game too, so Disruptor's going to have a lot more to work with. So yeah, I can see it working, but as you said before, man, isn't Cloud9 meant to be more of this, let's just make sure we don't feed in our lanes, but you're still going up against a Darkseer Earth Spirit combination while running 3 melee heroes, but it's mainly the effect of the Night Stalker and the Ogre, and wondering just how heavy that's going to be. 4 Protect 5 are very flexible in their lanes too. Like if they want to run that PA mid, Weaver and Darkseer can switch between the lanes depending on what they feel more comfortable with. Or they could just go the standard.
We very rarely see the Weaver mid. It was tried a while back.
5 seconds remaining.
Mainly in Southeast Asia against Puck matchups, if I remember correctly. A lot of teams would pick Weaver, like Orange would pick Weaver into a Puck matchup, or the Filipino teams would, and Weaver would crush the lane. I'm wondering against a Sniper, with Weaver's early damage from Shikuchi and Swarm reducing all that armor, just one rotation from an Earth Spirit could work, but obviously PA is like the 90% option likely to go mid.
Locked? I just feel so far away when we're at the fountain. It's
zoomed out.
It feels zoomed out, right? But we literally sat down in this room. We got here a little bit before. We've been
Let's compare yours and mine.
No, they're the same.
Yeah.
They're the same. I don't know, I just feel like I'm more distant from the game.
Maybe I'm just used to the monitor I've got at home.
Yeah,
because you've got one of the 1440p monitors, right?
I have a very large monitor.
The 27-inch. The sick ones, yeah.
Yeah, it feels bigger than 27. I have to lean back so I can take the entire thing in.
That's what she said.
Oh, wow! That was a lot more inappropriate than you were planning it to be.
I was just waiting for you to finish your sentence, and then when you finished your sentence with that, I was like, cool.
Nope, we're done. We're done.
So is Ace actually aiming mid lane? What's he doing? Or is he looking for the creep block? Lifesteal was just like sitting mid. I'm thinking, what's he doing? Baby Knight has the shared tangos. He's got the fairy fire. He's like, surely mid. And now Ace decides to actually run up towards the top.
So for everyone out there who loves to do this kind of thing, it's a shame we can't do the little drum roll Street Fighter entrance thing at the very start. But for Cloud9 up on the top lane, we have Ace playing the Lifestealer. He'll be supported by the Disruptor of Rise. To the middle lane is Baby Knight on the Sniper. Neuer supporting him as the Ogre just for the early stage. Then Hester Joe taking up the off lane. And then in the left corner, glowing in for the side of the Sentinel.
In the green, boxer shorts.
I mean, whatever game this is, we have ourselves Mr. 5 because they're all protecting him. That's the joke of the story of the name. He'll be the Weaver on the safe lane. He'll be the Dancing Dragon as a Warlock. Hard to dance in those robes. Very non-aerodynamic. In towards the middle lane, it'll be Slash Strike as a Phantom Assassin. Very appropriate name for a Phantom Assassin. Up towards the top lane is ETA. No idea when he's going to arrive up at the top lane. He's a Darkseer. And then Step Style, the man with the ultimate style, playing the Earth Spirit. Looking to have the sweet, succulent combo of the top lane.
The complexity special. Darkseer, Earth Spirit, just double Iron Shell, run at people. And this is kind of what I was saying, right? Ace on this Lifestealer, he's level 1, he's got Feast level 1. He can try and kill off the Iron Shell creeps, but as soon as he gets close to this creep wave, he's under so much pressure from a roll in, Orb of Venom slowing him down, who's getting in so much trouble. Your little speaker did pop up in Dota TV for a second for me there.
Did it?
For like a split second.
So I'm just going to speak louder for the speaker to work, do I?
I don't know.
Is that it? Maybe.
I don't know, Toby.
Maybe we'll just have to check the capture device when we're done with this game and when we're moving into all the other great ones.
I'm glad Slash Strike has found a team though. He's been around the block a fair bit over the past 2 years. You know, he's been on lots of mixes, lots of EU teams.
Make him sound like one of the EU rejects.
He's even won a Staff Cup, Toby. This was the guy who managed to carry Knoxville, the South African guy who does stats, to a Staff Cup victory.
This guy's got some talent there.
Back when 2p.com still existed.
That's. Also, I don't remember the failure. That website was pretty good when it was up.
Ace is doing like exceptionally well. 12 and 5 in this safe lane, even against Earth Spirit Darkseer. But I guess the main initiative there is to give Darkseer, you know, a couple of levels, get him to level 3, make sure that he's not shut down by a Disruptor Lifestealer who can just chomp him apart.
Yeah, I also think it's a real issue for a Lifestealer to go up against a Darkseer. Speaking as a man who has played a lot of Darkseer on the offlane, understands this matchup pretty well. It's the consistent damage of the early level 1 Iron Shell. It's almost impossible for Darkseer to actually get any last hits with this unless you got 2 in the lane. And the positioning of Ace as well as Rise has been perfect with the pullbacks. Like, okay, yeah, you got an Observer Ward down, but it's not blocking up the camp. So you've been able to pull back, keep the lane exactly where you want it to be, and then Ace just has to wait it out. He's got the extra damage from Quelling Blade, and then just rips through it. And doesn't lose any life, tanking a level 1 Iron Shell. Level 1 up in Lifesteal is more than enough for the Lifestealer.
And you look at Rise holding onto his point as well. Just exactly what you were saying. Even if there was an opportunity to dive that tier 1, because of where the lane's being held, Rise is waiting to see if he needs Glimpse or Kinetic Field to change that 2v2 into a potential turnaround 2v1 under the tower.
Well, it's a kill point, right? Like Lifesteal is level 3. It's the 1-1-1.
They keep trying mid lane. Slash Strike's just getting pounded.
Yeah, but it's working perfectly. Like, he's 5 for 0 on the CS. Baby Knight knows he has won this lane hands down. You even just forced a cancelled TP.
This isn't just winning. This is humiliation.
Yeah, this is going to become a landslide. Like, we were talking about Cloud9 just having to get through the early phase without losing their lanes up too heavily. This looks like a win on top lane because Shakor's just looking good. It's a huge win on mid lane. And then on off lane, like Hester Joe's already managed to find 4 levels in 4 minutes and has almost as much CS as the Darkseer has.
Neuer is just going around pressing E everywhere. That's all Ogre's job is nowadays. Just press E. Carry player, doesn't have Bloodlust on him. Press E. Give him that.
Well, it's great. He's getting all of his mana back, right? He brought a stick, and every time you're stifling dagger for farm, you're actually fueling the Ogre Magi.
We do still have to look at the timing for the Radiant, though. You know, I talked quite a bit about Cloud9 and how they kind of tie in together with their items and how their laning stage should go. But I keep wanting to call them IKEA. I just don't like their name.
Oh, trouble, trouble, trouble! Baby Knight's dead.
The casual 3-man rotation into a lost lane, you know? That's when you know it's desperate, Toby, is when you rotate your Weaver and a hasted Warlock to the mid lane to get a kill on a sniper. Hey, worth it.
Ended up being 4 in total. Meanwhile, Hector Joe's enjoying the nighttime phase, because like, what's the Warlock gonna do up against the first nighttime phase, like Night Stalker?
They have no kill power. This bottom lane has like no kill power on the Night Stalker, which is why they have to start focusing on where they want to go in the mid game and how they play up against what Cloud9 has with the Bloodlust Sniper, the Lifestealer Infest Bomb with the Night Stalker, and honestly, a lot of it comes down to how well this Warlock does. How quickly you can get to level 6 and have that golem ready. But also the mech on Darkseer.
Phantom Assassin. She's got nowhere to jump to. She has to go in for the kill. And Baby Knight knows it maybe into the trees, but there's another storm to come down.
Go on.
And now Baby Knight is so crit. Rolling boulder and step style. Classic style at the end. Quick kick. Warlock will help him out too. So Neuer will lose his life. It'll be a double kill for the Earth Spirit. Not too shabby when your trade-off is a very underfarmed Phantom Assassin.
Cloud9 are going to be mega pissed off at that. The amount of misses they had on that PA, like shrapnel's down on her, just keep right-clicking, PA just like, no, I'm going to blink on you and evade every single attack you throw at me.
And now Slashstrike can even farm underneath his own tier 1 tower, because like he's got 2 creep
double
waves
ranged.
there.
He's got double range there as well, which is pretty nice.
Contest for Rune, Steph. Just trying to create a little bit of space and get out of there. Luckily, he's still got his boots on him.
Ogre
knows he's going to lose with movement speed. No, he's not going to win with the damage.
How do you even kill Ogre? Honestly.
With this lineup, it really isn't easy, because like you can't even say, oh, we'll just get a couple of Iron Shield boys in there and start doing the work. It's not going to happen. In fact, now middle lane, they're going again on the Phantom Assassin. She jumps forward, Slashstrike. Where's these missed chances? This time around, they're all there for Baby Knight. So he'll hit his target, and Cloud9 get a little bit back.
A little bit.
Just
keeping this PA shut down.
Just a little bit.
But have you noticed we focused a lot on this mid lane and bot lane, Toby? What's happening top lane? The Lifestealer's still farming.
Give him time. He'll be ready soon.
But yeah,
he'll pop like a bun in the oven.
Lovely.
Rolling boulder forward, gonna miss his target. Same with the kick. Baby Knight with the shrapnel. Trying to get a little bit more space, and Neuer actually setting up the Phantom Assassin. Body block won't do enough. There's an Observer Ward up on the hillside, so we knew where to throw that Stifling Dagger, but Hester Joe getting in the mix. There's a little bit of support. It's gonna come in from the Dancing Dragon with Upheaval early level. Try and slow him down. The box will connect to both Hester Joe as well as Neuer as they try and run back through the Upheaval. They already got what they came for, which was the mid. Neuer will do his own little TP out, and Hester Joe 10 stick charges, triggers them up. Maybe 5 has enough.
He can kill Weaver, dude.
And with the run back out again, they may be enough damage, even through the Fatal Bonds. Hester Joe is dropping down low. He has to Urn Charge himself up. The creeps are all gone, so there's no more hope to find it.
If that Earth Spirit hadn't been rolling in, I'm pretty damn sure Night Stalker could have turned around and tried to kill the Weaver with Urn Charge, Void, and another Silence from Crippling Fear. You look at these guys, we know Ogre's, you know, tanky and fat and all that with all his armor and HP. Night Stalker and Spirit Breaker are 2 heroes that are in a very similar boat to them. You know, you look at Night Stalker right now, 8 armor, nearly 1100 HP. He doesn't even have full magic wand or strength treads or anything. This guy is tanky as all hell. And we were asking, how do you kill Ogre as this lineup from the Radiant? And it's right, it's kind of like you put Swarm on them, you wait for their armor to drop, and then you jump in with PA. But if PA's in a position where she's not even level 6 yet at 8 minutes, oh dear.
Hi.
I mean, it's an ogre, dude. He's fighting them under Shrine.
Okay, yeah. And okay.
Like,
so the bye I thought was going to be Neuer waving goodbye to the world of living, instead it's the other way around. He's just waving goodbye to 4v5.
Yeah, you can't kill me. Literally cannot kill me.
Too easy.
Darkseer is suffering a little bit. He's getting CS up on his top lane, but they need that mech so quickly. Like,
you don't even have the levels. You're 9 minutes in, you don't have level 7.
Like,
until you have that level 4 Iron Shell, you're really not anywhere of an intimidation to anybody, especially a Lifestealer. Like, you needed to be out leveling the Lifestealer. Now they go middle lane again, the target being Baby Knight. With the Magnetizer turned on, Baby Knight should be able to die from this one. If they have enough damage, DevStyle's going to lose his life pretty quickly. Baby Knight, she gets the kill before his own death, and they glimpse back in Slashstrike. So Baby Knight actually, even in death, gets the double kill thanks to Shrapnel.
What a hero. What a hero. You don't even know he's killing you while he's doing it.
I'm fairly certain they are aware. He's like, yeah, I know what I'm coming back into. He started the storm. I merely just bathed in it.
Lovely. But I don't even think that the Darkseer's issue is lack of levels. Like, sure, that's something that could be going better. I think that he needs a lot more gold. Mech up on him is vital for the survival of this Radiant team, never mind if they want a chance to win the game.
Love that sound. Crisp shot.
Although, they do have a lot of pretty nifty combos, right? They've got Vacuum into Earth Spirit combination with the Stun Silence. They can catch a couple of people with that. Seen a lot of teams utilize that really nicely of late. And
that'll be effective until you get the Night Stalker Aghanim Scepter.
But again, that also ties into how well the Warlock does. And there we go. He's picked himself up the Tome of Knowledge, so that should... Well, that definitely will pop him over to level 6. So we expect something to happen here, right? From the Radiant team. Whether it be a group up and push onto Tier 1 top, whether it be a smoke to try and hide behind Slash Strike again, because he has been getting dived over and over. But some kind of, wait and see what happens play with a Warlock ulti to turn around a fight.
I just don't know if they can go yet. Like, when the mech is up on ETA, then I'm okay with it. Like, when you actually have Darkseer having the mech, and then he needs also a higher level up. Rolling Ball's going to go on bottom lane, again going to miss. Hester Joe's got the movement speed with the phase boots, so even with that Orb of Venom slow, it's just not enough work. And the smoke comes out from Cloud9, so it's Rise as well as Noya, who head down south, expecting the aggression to come into Hester Joe. Now, he does have Darkness available, so the Rolling Boulder forward, he's going to trigger that off. Is there enough space to be created? Rise lets the ulti go. The Warlock wasn't caught inside of it, and the Glimpse is well off target. He needs to wait just a little bit longer, so Warlock would drop the rock. He's going after Rise. Rise still has the bug on him as Weaver dives in deep. The trigger off the shrine. So the life as well as the regeneration working great for both Rise and Hester Joe. So a huge ultimate.
That sniper comes in, dude.
Now they're actually losing the Warlock. Baby Knight, the kick will connect. Does he actually have any level of vision? With Hester Joe on the way in, he's going to get it. They find Stepstyle up in the tree. He'll sacrifice himself to make this happen.
Weaver wants in.
The Weaver's going after Baby Knight with the Magnetize and the Scarab Beetle on him. Baby Knight's losing life very, very quickly. But is it enough to actually find a kill? No, it's not. They're still alive. They turn around.
Stun lock.
It hits the Weaver. He's stunned. He's silenced. He can't go anywhere. He's going to go down.
Baby Knight's alive.
Baby Knight is still attached. It's Fatal Bonds that connects him. I don't think anyone else is left alive. There still has the bonds on Ashley. It's Noya. Noya can't take damage. Slash Strike. He gets the crit at the right time. Cloud9 being forced into a very unorthodox engagement underneath the Tier 1 to Tier 2 tower bot lane.
What even happens there? Static Storm was like fine with the kinetic field. That's like a zoning ult, right? You catch someone or you don't. It's thrown down to break up the fight and create a bit of chaos. Make sure you split enemies between their pack and your pack and try and find a single target. That was fine. Glimpse was a bit wonky, Shit like that happens.
Yeah.
But then the Warlock Golem onto the solo
Hester Joe. Wrong place, wrong time, and wrong Radiant channel. Less Rise can... No, actually, just they pull him back in. Has to commit up the storm. The Darkseer will walk back out of it. The Slash Strike, he knows there's blood in the water. He wants to find the kills. With the extra suns from Noya, he'll have a chance. You have that Phantom Strike on cooldown for half a second. He'll go down anyway. Ace has enough damage. The assassination was coming in. It wouldn't be the confirmed kill, but it's a kill nonetheless. So 2-1. And 9-9 on the board.
But it's fights like those where they need the Golem, right? You shouldn't be popping Golem for a solo kill on the Disruptor. I think the thought process was that Radiant thought Dire would be turning, and the Golem would be able to catch multiple people as they turn from the Tier 1 to try and fight again. Unfortunately, that wasn't really the case, and Dancing Dragon's first Golem of the game didn't really accomplish too much. It was the ensuing chase that screwed everything else up, really. The dive past the Tier 1, Weaver popping. But finally, Slash Strike gets something to his name. Actually gets some gold up.
Here they go. Underneath the Tier 1 tower after Baby Knight once again with upheaval. You just don't have the movement speed. And Disruptor, Rise does have glimpse, but without the storm available, he probably won't get much from this. So he has to rely on Hester Joe to have the silence and combo with Ace as he pops out the infestation. Having more than enough damage, Stepstyle have to roll away from this one. With just a 1-1 trade off the Weaver for the Sniper.
And that right there is like the perfect kind of audio-visual description of these two drafts. It's the lawnmower from the Radiant just running in, roll in, surge, iron shells up, dive onto a target and kill them. Then it's the drag back and sustained fight of Cloud9 that's able to get them a counter kill at the very least with that glimpse back into the Tier 1. But now, 14 minutes in, here comes the big smoke from C9. They've got their ultis ready, they've got the Bloodlust up on a number of people. And they've got this Lifestealer and Sniper to a decent enough position that they can go and fight.
They're actually pinging out top lane. The main reason for this is probably also because Ace does not have Infest. So while Cloud9 is a good timing for their smoke, they need to find an opening, and they're looking for one, and they're giving it on a silver platter. The Darkseer, all he really wanted was to find a little bit of experience and get closer towards that mech, but it just won't happen. Denied once again, and this will allow pressure to be applied to the Tier 1 town. They knew what they're getting into. Dire Observer was left behind. They know what's here to support it, to support the Darkseer. And that's nothing.
That's the cool thing, right? You're like looking at Ace, he's got no infest, he's not going to be part of a gank, and he shows himself mid. He shows himself with the PA like, right, I'm here, the rest of my team is probably sitting behind me, so you don't want to jump me. Yep. So they give this real awkward sense that Darkseer felt he needed to push that Tier 1 wave a little bit further up, get a bit of farm, and that's where you step out of line.
Do you think it's normal for the Sniper to go directly into Maelstrom like he's doing, as opposed to having Dragonlance?
I actually prefer this build. I know it's... is Weaver going to get glimpsed?
Yeah, he is. Into the Storm, into the wall, into the double silence from Head to Joe, as well as Rise combining.
Did you see that time lapse? It was glimpse into time lapse into the same position that he was before anyway. Oh dear. That's why Disrupt is very good against the Weaver. Yeah, with Dragonlance against the Maelstrom, Maelstrom obviously gives... Oh, another glimpse back.
He got the vision of him. Joe got just far enough up the hill. And there's nothing the Warlock can do about this. He buys up sentries as well as TP scroll.
Like, Dragonlance is obviously very good for the stats, gives you a bit of attack speed, but it's mainly about the HP and the range you get on Sniper. But if you are unable to farm or contribute more than just your range and right clicks in fights early on, it's not enough. And with the tempo that have been set by the Radiant, I feel like Maelstrom offers them, you know, plenty of magic damage in fights, but also the ability to do this. He doesn't have it yet, but he will soon, but also farm the jungle while the rest of your team's pushing. So Lifestealer will be, you know, hitting a tower, you can hit it while hitting jungle camps at the same time. And it's just that, it's that gateway item, right? You buy the Maelstrom, and you can farm into your items later on.
I cannot believe how far behind this Phantom Assassin is to the Lifestealer. I can't look at the two of them to match up against each other. Like, Lifestealers already hate the miss chances. Oh. That's why he's going for the Monkey King buff. And right now they can go for a little bit more. Time lapse back over. Disruptor rises in trouble. And, well, maybe he will go down with the Magnetize. Just leaves one last sentry ward behind. One last gift for the team as Baby Knight. The Assassination flies forward. Dancing Dragon so low. The Earth Charge is going to tick him down anyway. But Hesjo ensures it with just one last little punch. But now he's got the rest of 4P5 on his tail. Needs more movement speed. With the kick, the silence is there. And the extra crit will do the work. Not to mention, that kick through connects over on Neuer. With the Stifling Dagger, Neuer being slowed down. They're trying to get the bug off, but they have to understand right now, Cloud9. It is a double kill for Dancing Dragon. And it's Cloud9 losing their Tier 1 tower mid just after they lost their one up on top.
They got split all over the place. Night Stalker and the Disruptor run in onto the Tier 1 ramp and mid lane towards the Radiant side. Think, right, we can catch someone here, kill them off quickly. Golem gets dropped, which seemed pretty inconsequential, but the amount of damage that the actual Golem unit did, rather than the ulti and Fatal Bonds combo itself, he was just chasing heroes around punching them.
Yep.
That's where a lot of C9's HP actually went, was Golem just punching people.
For me, I think at the end of that fight, it also flagged something, which is the fact that the Radiant side, like they just don't have the damage to push down buildings after they win a fight. Like, yes, obviously the top two net worths of Cloud9 were still left alive, but where's the damage come to keep the push going? It's definitely not from the Weaver. He was so timid moving towards the front.
Especially now that Wall and Chaotic Offering are both on cooldown. These two big ultimates for the Radiant not available.
They're trying to play dick with the Hellbear Smasher. Iron Shell him up, running him forward. Now the glimpse, a quick blink up. The Storm did not come down in time. And now that's been wasted. You can see Steph's style. I don't know if he really thinks he can capitalize on the situation, but they're definitely playing this range harass game as we're in a 5v5 in mid at the moment.
Again, this is like the third time in 18 minutes we've had a 5v5 mid. There are other lanes, guys. And especially if your sniper has just picked up a Maelstrom, you don't want to be 5v5ing mid. You want to be farming and pushing lanes and getting into your next item, which looks like he's skipping the Dragonlance for now and going into a Shadowblade.
Okay.
Interesting choice. I guess with the Roll, Surge, and Phantom Strike from PA, there are good gap closers that Dragonlance doesn't really plug the hole you're missing.
I'm waiting for the glimpse back. They still have the, they have the eyes over on Steph, but that's why Dancing Dragon, he doesn't actually have the ultimate available, so starts his TP out, sees if he can actually survive, and he won't.
Oh, Echo Saber.
The quick attack, so both Warlock and Earth Spirit dropping down. Meanwhile, Weaver's getting a little bit more space in the bottom lane to continue the push, but correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Silver Edge break Blur?
Yes.
So that's
another good reason, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Another good reason for Slapper to go into the Silver Edge.
Yeah, so if he does that, then it means like Livestealer doesn't have to do exactly what he's doing.
Dude, look at what Ace is buying anyway. Ace is going straight MKB.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been planning this for a while, ever since that heavy miss underneath the tier 1 tower in mid. Ever since then, he's just had it in his quick buy.
Not seen too much from Hester Gerard on this Night Stalker in the past 5 minutes or so. He had such a great start bullying that bot lane.
It feels like he's just transitioned himself into farming up the Aghanim Scepter, understanding that's the next timing for Cloud9. You've had a couple of bad fights, now get vision so you don't have them again.
And you definitely would love to have like a Glimmer Cape or something on Rise's Disruptor. Just some kind of saving tool for whoever gets jumped on.
He's getting a little bit more money, but in order to get that, they need to start having more successful fights. Like, there's been plenty of opportunities to do it. They just don't have the burst damage, and that's the consistency, right, of the Cloud9 lineup.
Toby,
like, you got a lot of damage, but you can't just get boom and explode somebody.
Ogre has a chainmail. I don't know if it's just like a casual chainmail to say, you know, fuck you, I've got 20 armor now.
It could be the tribute to Puppy.
The buckler?
You go the casual buckler.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I mean, it's very unlikely to be an AC, unlikely to be a blade mail. Actually, the Solar Crest isn't bad here. Solar Crest is pretty good.
That could work.
Weaver's actually thinking about going back into the Lincolns.
He's
committed
to
it actually.
Like after he finished the Dragonlance, he's had the Lincolns in the quick buy for a while. I got a funny feeling it's just to prevent him from getting that double silence straight away on himself.
Yeah, the glimpse into Crippling Fear has been massively detrimental to this Weaver's survival chances.
Yeah, so they need to break one of these things. And if they break the glimpse, it's better for his entire team. Like, dealing with the silence, yeah, there's probably going to be something for that. But the biggest issue has just been the easy to pull back and still get the lockdown.
Yeah, they went Medallion on Ogre, but...
Oh, Noya.
Yeah, Blink
just tried to go straight in there. The Centaur's still being controlled by the Dominator. The support will arrive. The Warlock Rock will drop. Battle Bonds will connect him up as well, but is there enough damage? Noya is falling pretty quickly, and now Style. He'll join the party. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off. They're back into a 3-man. Oh, the 3-man kick. Baby Knight trying to turn around from down the low ground, but he's losing too much life on his teammates. Even attempting his own TPI slash strike, can't get the crit out in time. And now it's Ace. They turn around towards him. Style can get himself a double kill, but it's a life stealer. He's the big one they need to bring down with the kick. Hold him in position, and Ace will end the dominating spree. Cloud9 lose practically everything on the top lane. They did not respect the team fight of 4v5.
C9, what are you doing? Not expecting the blink from a high ground from Earth Spirit, or the blink in general from Earth Spirit, I guess, but there's the power of the combo, right? Vacuum, kick. Golem, kick. Just slam everyone with these massive spells from Earth Spirit. I've got to say, really tied that team fight really nicely together. Unfortunately, the Weaver, you know, gets screwed over very early on in it, but Cloud9 was in no position to fight. They've got half their team on low ground, some people rushing up, some people trying to retreat back, and it just seemed like a massive lapse in concentration or communication between the team members of Cloud9 there.
Maybe they thought they had the upper hand. As you said, like, Weaver got destroyed early on, but because of the buyback, he was very quickly back to the front lines. Never really felt like he ever left, even when you killed him. And the positioning was very odd too. Like, you had Baby Knight down inside the river trying to attack uphill into the lineup, which was then already caught. Yeah. Not what Cloud9 was looking for. And this will push them back a little bit.
And now the dance around Roshan.
Well, it's a lot easier for Cloud9 to take, but it's a lot easier to also contest for 4v5. They have that wonderful combo. The Darkseer had nothing before. Now he's got the mech, he's got the pipe, he's got the arcane boots.
Oh, he's got a full pipe?
Yeah, he's actually got the full pipe on him as well. So there's a lot more sustain arriving. The positioning from Style's better, amplified up by his Blink Dagger. Then you got the Warlock running around. Yeah, he doesn't have much, but as long as his rock is up, then and his positioning is half decent, he's good. The Phantom Assassin is the one I'm a little bit more concerned about. Slash Strike is still a long way behind being able to survive at the front lines, and until that BKB is up, he won't have that sustain.
Yeah, I was looking at this and kind of kind of worried about the glass cannon.
Hello! Steph Starpling didn't try and grab the rune, but that was a surprise, laying in wait for him. And with the death of the Earth Spirit, they may consider turning around and going for Roshan, unless they find more. Nope, Darkseer just TP'd out. Yep. Now it's decision time.
Roshan
Where do they go?
I think you walk into the pit here. I don't see why not. Without Earth Spirit, like, Earth Spirit's the synergy hero, right?
But he can still buy back and TP to the shrine.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what they have to look for. So if this guy, yeah, it's going to be a 4-man smoke. So 4p5 will try and contest this, but Roshan's dying very quickly. They may be too late. There's the buyback. So C9, they're pulling a couple out of the pit. Here comes the kick right through the middle. Ace still looking to finish the job. It will be taken by the Dire side, while the rest of Cloud9. Hester Joe was the one on the back lines. He's actually ticking out to the, yeah, he's ticking out to the earn charge. So he'll lose his life for Roshan, but you do still claim the Aegis Immortal, but it is in one of your more immortal heroes. It's in the Lifestealer.
I think you still want to give it to Lifestealer over Sniper. Because now he can just stand up and hit tier 2s, have the Sniper standing as far back as you possibly can with the rest of the ranks, and have Lifestealer just, you know, 1v1ing the tower. But PA's glass cannon builds, Helm, Deso, we saw this a lot in the early stages of, I guess the later stages of last year with Phantom Assassin seeing a little surge in play, where you just go in and you kill people over and over again. But often then you had a saving hero. You had some kind of Dazzle, SD, or maybe even an OD on your team just to kind of take you out of a fight if things got a little too hairy.
And wasn't that the old Dominator as well?
Yeah, that was the Dominator with a Lifestealer. We used to see Vlad's on the old PA bid. It was like Vlad's Deso before. Yeah. Now with Domi, it gives you a little more stats. You've got that nice aura from the creep, or in this case, a little purge creep. But Slash Strike has to be so careful with where he's going into fights. I guess the one thing you can count on here is the lack of instant nuke damage from Cloud9, right? It's mainly physical and a bit of control out from the Disruptor and the Night Stalker.
It'd be fighting time. Warlock Rock is up, Afrosh Lincoln Sphere now over on the Weaver. And their eyes are bearing down the mid with the surge over on Slash Strike. He's trying to close the distance on Baby Knight, but Baby Knight, he sniffs something in the air. And they back up quickly because no one's defending the lanes. The Observe Ward and the Radiant Jungle is not seeing anything. They know something is awry.
They've very nearly got the PA dagger on Sniper there, though.
They see Steph Star. That Dire Observe Ward knows he's in the tree lane, so he blinks deeper into the trees and starts his TP. They couldn't reach him to get the stun off, so everybody is out.
Hester Joe still wants in.
That's a pretty dangerous
Going up high ground here is so risky, though.
They're TPing over, too, but Ryans can just glimpse one back. That's why they Lincoln Sphere protect the Warlock, but with the Void, then they drag back the Warlock. There's no rock to drop, so there's no chance to turn this around. Ryans commits a heavy ultimate, but it's something that will let them take the tier 2 tower in bottom lane.
It basically confirms they take the tier 2. Like, you can think about that as like an ulti for an ulti almost, right? You take the Warlock's ulti out of the game completely for about 40 seconds.
And maybe I do chip damage to the tier 3 tower. That's 25 seconds without buyback for a Warlock, but maybe not worth the risk as nighttime does wear off. And you're 150 gold from Hester Joe Zags. Easy fun.
I mean, Cloud9 have never been behind in this game. It's just been those scary dip moments where
the team fight goes wrong.
Well, the team fight goes a little bit awry. But they've got the leeway of the Aegis now. The tier 2's still holding all that money for them. Oh, Haste Rune. Just not going to take it. Give it to Ogre, who actually has a helm on top of his medallion now.
It's farm time. It's just farm time. It's get Baby Knight his full push stick, his Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, that'll be really nice.
And let Ace do his little hunt, which he's doing right behind Dancing Dragon. There's a lot more support around there, though, so Ace has got to be careful with the Observe Ward down for the Radiant side. A very clear vision of Neuer as well as Ace.
I really like this Helm on Ogre, actually. Because so often you think about Helm of the Dominator as a carry item, right? Now, your Luna, your Drow Ranger, your PA, you get Helm, it gives you sustain, you can jungle pretty nicely with it, but getting one of those creeps is great for split pushing and all that. But this basically removes slot redundancy for one of your carries, because you get one of the creeps for you, and you're going to be standing next to your carries anyway, so they get the regen from it regardless. And it also removes that micro-macro aspect from one of your carries so they can focus on what they're doing in the team fights. So your support has suddenly alleviated a lot of pressure away from one of these heroes and added another dimension of, hey look, we've got a wolf following us around. Try and deal with us with all this bonus damage.
Considering that wolf just blasted on the tier 2 tower, yeah, it's being effective.
And it's bloodlusted.
More and more units. The Dominator really is a very different item to what it used to be.
It used to be so boring, though.
It did. It did.
Like, the only thing you could do is, like, I'm going to build Dominator, and then disassemble into Armlet. Woo! That was, like, the only fun you could have with a Dominator.
I liked it as the build into Satanic, so it worked on heroes who would eventually need to have that strength game while still having the lifesteal.
Then you lose your creep once you make Satanic.
It's true, but
that used to annoy me so much, actually.
But then you get a huge amount of lifesteal when you make Satanic. I was okay with the older one, mainly because it was the primary part of my Drow build.
Ah. It's still really good on Drow Ranger, though.
Oh yeah.
Like
no doubt about it.
The HP regen you get from it is ridiculous. Like, actually ridiculous.
Dire's top tower
tier 2 tower's going to fall. Slash Strike will take care of that. The rest of Cloud9's grouping up around mid to keep the pressure in there. And in fact, they're TPing over Baby Knight, who triggers off already the Silver Edge. So they're looking to try and force something inside this Radiant Ancient area.
I think that the natural move here is for Cloud9 to send, 1 or 2 to defend top lane and then swing through their own jungle to cut people off. So I think what they were doing was just kind of waiting in that area, warding up and seeing if the Radiant, TP back to their base and make the opposite cut move. So I'm just going to draw this on the map. So Cloud9 were likely to do this movement and then cut across the map to find any stragglers here. But by standing here, they stop the movement, which is natural for the Radiant, which is TP back and then cut across to find stragglers there. So they're kind of hedging their bets by farming and pushing and holding. And that's why you see now the entire map belongs to them, right? Because the Radiant have fully fallen back, they don't want to make any risky plays, and they cannot get outside of their base. All thanks to that, 5-6 seconds of we hold our ground.
And 4P5 are locked in. They're grouping up around the back of their tier 2 tower. Up on top left, they won't ever go there, but remember, that's a gem as well as Aghanim Scepter on Hester Joe. He basically sees almost everything, and now he does. He just caught a glimpse of the 3 heroes hovering on the side of the tower, and the sad thing is, 4P5 don't see Jack. This is where the power of the Night Stalker is just so strong, and why these bad team fights, which Cloud9 took previously, are unlikely to happen again. And if it does, it's on Cloud9's head.
Or it's inside of 4Protect5's base.
Yep.
Just where they're just bunkering up right now.
That is the best thing to do, but that means they have to sacrifice their top tower.
Well, they're going to smoke under a ward. They don't have... Oh, they do have one on Earth Spirit, actually. I thought they... Oh, that was outside. That was outside.
Yeah, it was outside the range of the ward.
I thought they were going to pull too far east.
This does let them bridge that, close that gap a lot faster. Everybody's missing at the moment. The Creekways are pushing out, sure. But Cloud9 are sensing that they're coming.
But how do you break past the Lifestealer without actually wrapping around and using the terrain to your advantage? You can't just walk through him.
You don't. I think the best thing you could possibly do is have Steph style initiate with a silence. I think that's actually just the only way that you can really begin it. So you get that silence off, you get the rock drop, and you just commit onto the Lifestealer.
But then in team fights in which the Radiant have won, they've had multi-man stun silences, whether it be through the vacuum combo or
but you can't do that anymore. The only way you can do that is if you can do what they're doing now, which is pushing the creep wave into the dire side of the base, dire side of the river, where there isn't as much vision to work with.
Try and draw Cloud9 into them rather than walking into them themselves.
Yeah, sort of. Try and predict, as Cloud9 was predicting the movements of 4P5, where they were going to go, you go do the same thing.
Yeah, but exactly, the positions are polarized right now. It's the Radiant with high ground, it's them with the kind of avenues of attack, the advantage there. They can come in from different angles. And C9 has got a pretty deep area to hide behind this tier 2 and just wait things out. They don't want to give free money over to the Radiant for sure. I'm physically unable to say 4Protect5, by the way.
Really?
Unless I think about it.
4P5?
Yeah, I just don't know. It doesn't do it for me. I can't explain it. It just doesn't like.
You just don't.
It doesn't come out, Toby. It just doesn't come out.
Too much phrasing. Well, Cloud9 very nicely spaced. They're keeping the tanky ones on the front lines. That's in the Ogre and the Lifestealer, and letting Baby Knight do the work from the rear.
Look at PA's position though. Slash Strike is going in for the ultimate backstab.
Oh yeah, she wants.
But so's Rise.
The sniper.
So's Rise. Hester Joe actually has the Lifestealer infested inside.
Yeah, look for the target. There is a sentry ward down, however, but they don't have vision again. So they jump back out again. Here comes the glimpse on the Darkseer, drag it back in, but they have enough damage to kill him off. He's still got that mech charge available, but he can't survive the storm, not while Baby Knight's hitting him from behind. So 2 heroes lost. They were poking and prodding 4p5, but they just couldn't find the opportunity.
Blink Night Stalker, go!
Yeah. It's the jump and initiation you were searching for from your offlaner, except just manufactured through the Blink Dagger, and not through the normal abilities you get of the offlaners.
That's so good, actually. I really like that. Blink into mini stun silence, and Lifestealer has Abyssal Blade as well. There's like no way someone's escaping. And
because of this now, they lose mid-racks. Like the Warlock's not up without that terrifying ultimate of his. There is no big AoE stun, so Steph style, he can come in for a little bit of delay, but put himself in a little bit of harm's way, but it won't matter. This is now Cloud9, they'll pull back, you got 3 seconds till Warlock is up. The only thing which might make them turn is if 4p5 overcommit themselves to try and pick off the stragglers on the end.
I think if they take the Eastern Shrine, they've got a pretty safe position to fight from.
Which is the complete opposite direction Cloud9's going.
They're
going
oh, Roshan's alive, okay. I'll scout it now, right? No?
They should. But it's not nighttime, they're used to unobstructed vision.
I actually wonder what the decision was to go for.
Well, maybe they don't want.
Oh right, no, never mind. I'm an idiot. They have vision around the Northwest Shrine. They don't have any vision around the Eastern Shrine, so that's like the clear reason why they've gone for that.
And then they backed off. If that was a smoke committal, which I don't think it was from 4p5, and they walked underneath the Dire Reserve, Cloud9 backs off, and then they'll come back in for Roshan now that nighttime has naturally arrived.
That is a very fast...
Hester Joe's got his target. Jump forward. It's the silence. It's over on the Warlock. Ooh. Again, they're looking to keep that big ultimate shut down with an Abyssal Blade over on Ace. He's free to do whatever he wants any old time. And in fact, well, okay, back 3-man wall. I don't know if this is really the target you were looking for. Bashed up twice as well. The Storm will go down. The BKB will be end up protecting the Weaver, allowing him to run a little bit more high ground. But now Baby Knight gets the extra vision, and he'll start ripping through the life of whoever he can find. This is just a horrible fight for 4p5. They're split across the board, and that will actually more than likely be the game. With no PA up for just under 50 seconds, they're losing 2 lanes of frags, if not the game.
Well, Lawnmower strat didn't work out perfectly for them. They did a lot better than I expected, though. Like in this team versus team matchup, I would have expected C9 to kind of stroll in the park, win this game, but 4 protect 5. Let's see, 4p5, yes?
4p5.
Yeah, cool.
They mentally challenging you.
It really is. I don't know why.
It was me who's meant to have these kind of issues.
I don't know why.
I'm the mentally challenged one.
No, Toby, you aren't deficient. It's fine.
The jump, the rock, it only gets the Ogre. The Night Stalker jump forward with the assassination. It's Baby Knight doing the work from range, and well, they are still a 5v4, and they're going to be a little bit more as 5 is about to drop. He will, in fact. The Fatal Bonds will connect him up, so at least there's a nice little upside from that. They're actually taking way too much damage between them all, but it is a GG well played. 4p5 will call it. It was only the Ogre that died at the very end of it all. But this will be game 1 for the European qualifiers going to Cloud9.
Yeah, a few mistakes here and there, but I think the level of skill from both teams was pretty damn good. You know, we saw the combos from Radiant. I wasn't... When I talked about it, you know, the vacuum into kicks and the golem into kick silence combos, I was like, we've seen top level players do this. This is something that is possible. But seeing it come out of this team pretty consistently and, you know, nicely executed was pretty good to see.
Yeah. Definitely is a little bit wary if you were thinking of underestimating any of the teams in the European qualifier.
Think again.
Yeah. What's our next game actually coming up, Gareth? I believe you have a schedule of sorts.
I do.
Are you going to have a bit of a gander? Well, I bring up the scoreboard so everyone else can look at that. It allows us to smoothly change our overlays.
If I can find the thing, I'm pretty sure it's Sing Sing's team against someone, but I can't remember who that someone is.
Okay, you can just hit the thing at the top, right?
Does that have it linked? Oh, it does. No, it doesn't have the teams. That just has the...
Failure!
That's why I was looking for the...
Failure on multiple fronts. Alright, well, we'll work out what's coming up next and we'll tell you in just a bit, so stay tuned everybody. We will be back after the break.
I found it.